A paradox is defining US-China relations today. Economic tensions between the two powers are reaching record highs. In early October, just 6 months after the last escalation, the United States and China launched another trade war, imposing new export bans and threatening tariffs that would have been unthinkable a few years ago. And yet, beneath the rhetoric, the relationship looks strangely durable. Every crisis, from the 2023 Chinese balloon incident to the latest round of sanctions, has been followed by quiet diplomacy. Each time, both sides pull back from the edge. For all their rivalry, Washington and Beijing still need each other to keep the global system steady. So maybe, right now, we're standing at an inflection point. Neither country believes it can return to the pre-2017 era of engagement and interdependence. The question isn't whether they'll compete, it's whether they can compete without collapse. Nova, let's explore what that really means.
Thanks, Volkan. From Beijing's view, Trump's first term marked the start of open confrontation. America versus China. Under President Biden, that rivalry expanded. The West versus China. Now, in Trump's second term, it's something broader. America versus the world. His Liberation Day tariffs hit over 100 nations, even U.S. allies. In the past, cooperation survived crises. Washington and Beijing worked together against the Soviet Union in the 1970s. They shared globalization's boom in the 1990s and early 2000s. But as globalization's engine slows, the foundation of that cooperation erodes. Ironically, by rejecting the old global model, Trump's new trade order may have opened a narrow path to managed realism, a balance based on limits, not illusions. This rivalry isn't personal or ideological anymore. It's structural. The global system that enabled China's rise was American-led, yet China played by its own rules. That duality stretched the order to its breaking point. At the same time, the U.S. never truly reconciled how globalization hollowed out its own middle class. Now both powers are dismantling the very order that made them strong. In Washington, economic nationalism is back. In Beijing, self-reliance has become doctrine. Neither side wants to depend on the other's technology or supply chains. Deglobalization isn't a slogan. It's the new normal. Still, something interesting is happening. Despite sanctions and export controls, China keeps advancing. Slower, yes, but steady. It's learning to innovate under pressure, using rare earth dominance as leverage. That quiet confidence could make coexistence paradoxically easier. A secure China reacts less, stabilizes more. Both sides now face a choice: to escalate or to manage competition. Beijing can reconsider whether Washington truly seeks to contain it. Washington can ask whether China really aims to overthrow U.S. leadership. Sometimes, stability starts with the smallest shift in perception. Volkan, back to you.
Thanks, Nova. That's the essence of the new balance. The U.S. and China don't need to be friends, but they can choose not to be enemies. Competition will continue, but with clearer boundaries. Shared investment in electric vehicles, batteries, or green energy could build mutual dependency instead of dominance. In diplomacy, peace often begins through symmetry. Militarily, the same principle applies. Reducing provocative maneuvers in the South China Sea, favoring technology over confrontation, can lower the risk of accidental war. On Taiwan, precise communication could buy time and prevent escalation. And here's the twist of history. For the first time in decades, both nations are driven by nationalist visions. Trump's Make America Great Again and Xi's Great Rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Two missions of pride, two stories of renewal. They don't have to collide if both focus on building, not breaking. Neither country can cripple the other, but both can wound themselves if rivalry spins out of control. That's why this week's Trump-Xi meeting matters. It may not deliver a world-changing handshake, but it could mark the quiet start of a new chapter, one defined not by partnership, not by hostility, but by managed coexistence. The conditions for a turning point are here. It's not guaranteed, but it's possible. And in global politics, possibility is often all that history needs.